on your APs, looking like weeds. Haven't seen side.
Yo, go ahead and look up the beams under the pyramids, bro.
Okay, so I didn't watch the whole video, but I saw it was like somebody like on my TikTok feed. I did see a video pop up about like just real quick before I scroll past.
What is this?
Type in the beams under the pyramids.
Well, how you spell it? Beads? You said beads?
Oh beams, no, like still
beams.
Beam.
Oh, no, beams like lights.
Yeah.
Or pillars. Actually, that'd probably be better. Pillars under. Oh, right there. Breaking. Scientists confirm new discovery underneath.
Anything Joe Rogan, I'm not clicking. I'm just kidding. Kind of halfway. Wait,
the velocity.
This one?
Yeah.
Taxes was taxing.
I just want to show the image. We ain't got to watch like the whole.
Egyptian archaeologists have made a remarkable discovery beneath the iconic Giza pyramid complex, potentially altering our understanding of ancient Egyptian civilization.
I'm seeing, like you said, I'm seeing Jelani. He had another one, so I'm trying to.
Show up.
I said I seen Jelani have another one, so I was like, all right, let me.
Oh no, we good, bro. I'm actually like I'm good. I'll be yawning when it could be broad daylight. I'll be yawning sometimes. Like I feel like once you reach a certain age, you just permanently tired.
What's the image? Thanks. What's the image, Mo?
Okay, it should have been. It was like on the. Hold on.
Thumbnail.
Yeah, they said was this a real discovery or was this?
Yeah, this was this was real.
Okay.
And yeah, underground structures.
I'm trying to see if I can see some pictures.
Yeah, because there we go. Go up.
Right here.
So yeah.
I'll briefly summarize.
Yeah, it's like underground beams, like.
Yeah. So they're saying they believe that's under the pyramids. And then it's like a spiral staircase that goes what do you keep going back? To go back, bro. Like like essentially you can stop there.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna stop with this one.
Yeah.
This where you want me to stop?
Yeah. And so essentially they're saying that there's underground pillars that's all there is 8 of them that's lined up like parallel to each other, and then it goes down around 2 kilometers underneath the ground, and then underneath that they believe it's like big large like I guess blocks of something that they feel it leads down to, and they have the pillars that go around them that they feel are kind of like spiral staircases, and they said it's remnant of the what Nikola Tesla had created for his concept for generating power and stuff like that. And so they think they're kind of like coils. And they also found on the inside of the pyramid that there's these hidden hidden little bunkers that's inside of it as well. But yeah, bro, it goes into the conspiracy theory that I ain't gonna hold you. I've been on this for a little minute, just about how the thought of the pyramids weren't really they say that the pyramids were supposed to be, tombs, but it's no, if you look it up from what I've seen, there's no actual bodies or nothing been discovered there. It's just that's what they just tell you, that it's it was a tomb. But what some people believe that they were power generators, and that they were used, and then the actual color of them and everything is it was a completely different color. It wasn't looking all sandy or whatnot. But yeah, and they believe that that they used that to generate power within the land around the area, and that it could have possibly been used. This is like, far out. I think more of like the power, it being a power generator. I think that is very likely, but they also say it could have possibly been used as a weapon of mass destruction, to generate power to be able to destroy different like areas, kind of like used to be kind of like a nuke in a way, but just a heavily like generated, like, stuff like that, stuff
like a
nature.
landmine.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what, allegedly at certain points. Now, this is going to the real deep conspiracy theories. You can see that there possibly some of the bricks that's around the area, they look kind of burnt. And so they're saying that, possibly, somebody or another civilization might have, went ahead and got them like they were getting people, and could have went ahead and just kind of, because they, that whole area used to be grass, and, the pyramids used, like, especially like the Sphinx, I think they said was like, there's evidence that it used to sit in a bed of water. But, now that whole area is just nothing but sand. And so they think, that's a, deep conspiracy, that it could have possibly been hit by some type of weapon of mass destruction that just kind of essentially obliterated everything and heated it up so heavy that it just burnt everything in the area, and then just kind of turned it to a whole different climate. But they discovered these beams, which kind of more supports the thought of that.
Oh, go ahead, Jelani.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, none of these theories are, like, when people talk about the conspiracy theory, like, none of these, I don't take anything as being like too far-fetched. So much stuff that people in the moment would say like, oh, that sounds crazy or that sounds far-fetched, and then the government will come out 67 years later and be like, no, that really happened like that. Yeah, it's certain wonders of this world that we can't fathom. Like, there's certain things that we accept as being normal just on a day that we, like, how do we know? Like, you see all these documentarians and they'll say, like exactly what Mo said, like they'll say, this was a tomb, or this was that. Bro, we wasn't around doing interviews to know like what this was, or how did this, we follow these timelines that we're taught in the history books, and we just accept it for what it is. Like, none of us, and I don't, the people will say that when you say the pyramids were built by like extraterrestrials or stuff like that, it kind of has like a racist connotation to it. Like, that's been something that's been said. But when you really think about it, like, how would you even know to have like, how do you know what I'm saying? Like, how would you know? Okay, let's say it's ancient times, you want to build the pyramids. How would you even know to take the first step to lay the first block to make this happen? Like, so much coordination, so much genius level thought had to go into making this type of stuff that I wouldn't put none of these theories or just say that or just throw them out the window. You know what I mean?
No, facts. One video that I saw, just kind of the theory that possibly they had a high level 3D printer back in those days. Just how we're able to create things, just, the way that we create things now with like different 3D printers, but they had like one that was just such a higher level, and to be able to form things. Because I just think, one thing in particular, the theory that it was these millions of slaves that took these huge blocks and carried them so far. Like, I just think that part for sure is just crap. Like, because if you look at just the distance that they had to travel, because the blocks that create the pyramids, like that whole type of, like, the material that's made from that is not found in that area. is found like miles away. And so you're saying these people picked all this stuff up, carried it dummy far, and then it's like the pyramids are so in a line that you can't even put like a dollar bill in between it, bro. It's like everything is perfectly shaped. Every last block is perfectly shaped to fit how it needs to fit. So, I think the thought behind that sometimes where we just accepted it. I got a homeboy that graduated with a master's degree in like, in sometime I think chemistry or whatever. But and having these discussions with him, and it's like, and I think for some people if you don't, they cling to the thought that comes within like a lot of these books, like science books and stuff of that nature, because if the thought of the unknown is, I wouldn't say necessarily scary, but it's like it's unnerving, because it's like, and then just to be the thought behind that you've been told a lie, because then it's like if you believe one thing, then it's gonna make you have to question so many other things. So then you just start to think, let me just go ahead and just stick to the status quo, because this is what they said. I don't want to have to sit here and question everything I ever learned, and especially like people who got doctors and masters, that's a lot of schooling, that's a lot of time, a lot of effort you put into it. You don't want to feel like I did all this for nothing. I think that's what somewhat goes into that sometimes. But I don't know. I'll be deep into to my little conspiracies and whatnot.
Well, willful ignorance, I think, just in life is safe, because once you question, like like I bring it up all the time, but in a panini in 2020, 2021, like I went deep into the world of extensionalism and nihilism, and it was like that essentially is just you just asking questions, and then the more questions you ask, the more nothing makes sense. And then you're like, if nothing makes sense, what is the purpose? And then you're like, I don't know. And, like that's just where you get to. And I think if you settle at a certain level of willful ignorance of just like, okay, what you tell me is what it is, and I'm gonna stick to that and nothing else, I think that makes life living just easier. Because like the more you do asking, the more you're like, I don't know anything. It's almost like you said, it's scary, bro. It's scary to realize you don't know anything, which is just
Right.
growing up, realizing you know nothing. Look at this. The Statue of Liberty is like the size of like a pinky toe here. The Twin Towers, the
Mm-hmm.
size of like not even a quarter of this. The World Trade Center, not even the biggest thing that we know of in the world. The what's that? It's a Khalifa.
The Burj Khalifa. Yes, and I forget where. I think it's in Dubai. I could be wrong.
Yeah, but that thing ain't even like, you know what I'm saying? Compared to this, the underground system.
How did they discover this? Is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, did they? I gotta do some more. Shout out to Lil Reese. Well, no, not shout out to Lil Reese actually, but I, I got to do a little bit more research. In the words of Lil Reese, yeah, when I get off, because I did see it pop up on my TikTok feed. But the thing that they're talking about though, when they say, because I saw somebody talking about this, they were talking about Aurora Borealis, and they were saying that it's like another conspiracy theory was that Aurora Borealis it's like a sun on Earth for um alien technology, or like alien, like there's some sort of alien life form that they use it as energy. So like I find it kind of fascinating, the idea of the theory of the pyramids being like an energy source for some sort of you know what I mean, just using it as an energy source in general. Like I find that kind of fascinating. But yeah, it is very wild how little we know about the world and how much of it we're never going to find out.
Facts. And just the thought, I think also this is probably, I think a lot of this stuff probably came like pre-flood, because there's every civilization talks about a great flood, and I think that sometimes the people look at it just like the biblical story, blah blah, but there's like actual facts that point to there was a massive flood that overtook the world, and just a thought of like, I don't know, that there definitely could have been civilizations there prior to this. And I think, the biggest thing that irritates me sometimes, bro, on some real, is that people just try to say that all these people back in these ancient times were just these, like, rigid cavemans, and, how could they do all this stuff? And it's just like, we can't even fathom what they did. It's like some of the stuff that was created, we can't even recreate now with the technology that we have. And we're set to believe that they were just this stupid, like, ignorant group of people. Like, to me, that just sounds like pure ignorance, Like,
I mean, even with the stuff we do know, we know about Mansa Musa. We know about the pyramids. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know about things that exist that's just like unfathomable. Like the fact that we, was just questioning the pyramids even being built, just a few minutes ago. It's like, if people was alive and did those things that we know of, because there's physical evidence that they did it, like the statues are up, the buildings are up, the structure is up and everything like that, then it's like, how can you just assume, like, it's not to like bring it so surface level and be so dense about it, but it's the same way how people just act like you can't say Wilt Chamberlain is a better basketball player than LeBron James just because it's like Wilt Chamberlain played in the 50s and 60s. Wilt Chamberlain's a better basketball player. Come on, Jelani. He's a better basketball player than LeBron James. It just is what it is, bro. He's better than Steph Curry, too.
Man, listen, I don't want to disrespect Wilt. This is
2 Tonya APs, looking like weeds. Haven't